All right, so you might ask yourself, why do I nickname this place the Garden? Well, two reasons. One, my logo and the way I teach is an olive tree. And so we're already kind of in the tree world. And so we're growing things as we grow your game. And one of the ways you want to grow your game is make sure that you till the soil well. So when you're out here hitting balls, you're moving soil around, you're moving grass around. And so we want to be real specific. In the limited time that we have, if we're not professionals, we're not trying to do this full time, we've got limited time. So how do I get better? How do I make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do to learn the game? And we're gonna go through a few of those steps today. The first and most important thing for any golfer is aim. So all of your struggles out there on the golf course come from a lack of aim, and then you are making mistakes in your golf swing based on your aiming point. So it is essential to start by aiming two of these rods. And next, we're going to show you exactly how I want you to set this drill up. Thanks for watching today's episode. Here at My Pro Golfer, you know we like to keep things simple. And today, I've got a special gift for you to help you never miss a 5-foot putt again. Click the link below and download today. All right, so first things first, you see I've got 3 rods here, but the most important thing is to have 2, at minimum 1. 1 is for your feet line, just making sure that your feet aren't too open or too shut to your target line. But I love 2, and this is why I love 2, is because your eyes will deceive you often in your alignment. So I've got that green flag out there. I'm gonna set this down in line with my green flag. I'm gonna come back here, and what I'll do with students is just we'll go together and make sure that we agree on it, because sometimes I don't see it the way they do, and so forth and so on. So that's just a little bit left of it. I just need to go a little bit more left. And then for me, that's really, really good. And so I'm gonna take this next rod, I'm gonna set it right next to it and pull it back, you know, about a 1/2 foot, 6 inches, and lay it down so that I can make sure that I've got those parallel lines so that I can set up properly to hit the shot that I want. Because we're gonna talk about 3 different shot shapes today. If I'm over the top and I slice it, what's something I can do to stop that from happening? If I'm too inside out, and I get too up in here, I'm gonna give you something for that drill. And then if I'm trying to create some soft cuts or draws in the air, I'm gonna give you another drill to signify how that can work. And granted, that last piece is the most difficult because you kind of have to be somewhat on plane. So we're gonna work mostly with these first 2 drills and then the tip to get the fade and the draw minimally into your golf game. So if you're new to the channel, one of the things you're gonna realize is that I teach everything in a process. And so I can't just get you to get great at impact if everything else is screwed up. So let's preface this with, this may not be for everybody. I think one of the negatives of YouTube is that you don't know what to work on. And so that's where the personal connection with me comes in. You know, comment below and like get an idea of what your swing looks like. You could even hire me to work with you. I got a bunch of global clients that send me a video each and every week, and then I send them the retort and what to work on. And so over time, they get better at golf with these kind of simple movement patterns that you can do in the house every day to get better. But since we're out here, let's talk about what we're talking about today. So slicers are always, generally speaking, flat backswing clubs that go steep down, because that's natural. When everybody tells you that's natural golf, that's bullhawk, because what happens if you're natural, that means you're not using any other thing but your body. We have added 37 to 45 inches of club length, so now our bodies are no longer natural. We have to do something unnatural to make contact with the ball. So how do we preface that? We've got this golf bag right here, and this is the easiest way to get the club path on the backswing online, because it kind of matches sort of the setup. All right, and so a good piece of equipment on the range is your golf bag, as long as it's got a stand, that you can get a sense of getting it over with. Most of you are gonna go into here. If you slice, boom. That just tells you what we're doing. So now when you get yourself here, you don't need to hit the bag. You can still go in a little bit. The whole goal is to get better at the movements All right, so the better you are at it, the closer you are to your swing path, the more exacting you can get on where you put the golf bag. So when we're working on our in to out move, we want to make sure that we get the club outside of the bag on the way back, because a draw swing away from a slice swing is making sure that the club comes inside to out on our 2 aiming points. Hey, just want to remind you to not forget on getting your free gift below on how to never miss a 5-foot putt. All right, you're a brand new student of mine. You come in and you start hitting some shots and you're hitting these massive hooks. And I, as an instructor, am like, sweet, because that's so much easier to fix than a slice. Because you're already doing something totally unnatural. That means you did enough work to get the club path into out, which is the most difficult piece for most people, because it's so unnatural, it's so opposite of what you think it should be. And so fixing that is actually pretty easy, and it's really fun to teach. So the pathways, and you can see the bags in the same spot, because we don't really change the path too much for inside. So inside to out to excessive is going to hit that bucket. And so the bucket's really the easy part. We're just going to set it here. Here's your target line. And you're just trying to get the student to feel this sensation, right? You see how the path is going from left to right? So what's going to happen is when they're feeling that, they're going to do this, because that's natural, right? You got to do the exaggeration, because the exaggeration is unnatural. And this is what looks really clean on the golf shot. So if I come in here too inside, and most people do, they get in here and they'll slide their body and they'll go here, and boom, with that club face in to out releasing, you're gonna crush that bucket. Now you're trying to feel more on top of the golf ball and letting that club feel like it's going left, getting the body out of the way, forcing the chest down, which makes the club face stay squarer longer. The best part about why a tour player is so good, and the reason why I teach the olive tree method, is because a tour player at impact can brush the ground or below the equator of the ball for like 12 inches, some of them 14. That's why they hit fairway wood so well off the deck, or driver off the deck, is because their path is built to do that. So don't do what you're not built to do. Play your game. But if you want to learn, you got to put things in the way to change your swing, because you're just going to do the same old thing over and over and over, thinking that it's a big deal and a big change. It's not. You got to have things that are really going to force you to feel it, because I do little incremental things out here with students all the time. It feels drastically different to them than what you see on camera. So it's wild to see just little tiny changes in your life. So we're going to try to see this sensation here. We're going to get this club feeling a little bit more out, and the club a little bit more down and across, to try to hit a fade if you're a draw player. So let's just see what that would look like, getting that sensation here. And that all produces the high cut. And you see how the divot's a lot deeper and a little bit more left to right. That's an exaggeration, folks, but that's the feel of what you want to do. And then you just get in here, and as you get comfortable with that move, as you get more and more confident, then you can kind of go back, and the key is you'll know when you're going too far in to out. Why? Well, because you'll hit the bucket. And that's a dead straight golf shot that I'd be very happy to play on any professional tour in the near future. Very satisfied with that strike. Trying to exaggerate that on top and moving left of that basket to really incorporate what we talked about today in my own game. I want to thank you for watching this channel, and if you've watched for this long, it means you really care about what we're working on in this series. And I want to really invite you to just start being part of the community. Comment below, send me your email address. You'll get on a bi-monthly email list to be able to see all the things that we're doing here at the My Pro Golfer Golf Academy at Summerfield Crossings Golf Club, and talk a little bit about our travel and the ways to get better at golf, all from the comforts of your own home, or coming down here and doing golf schools. I want to recap that, remember, this is not for everybody. So the killer for YouTube is that you do things that aren't actually helping your game because they look good or there's a good thumbnail. You got to have somebody that you're in tune with, that kind of take you on a process to get better. Because if you don't, then none of this will actually help. It may actually even hurt because you have too many things in your mind. So it's one of the reasons why I like to partner with you to take you as far as you want to go. So if you like this video, like it. If you like it, subscribe. We'll see you next Thursday at 6 a.m.